new episode of Coach Wondergeddon coming up soon. Coach Wondergeddon is on Instagram. Coach Wondergeddon is on Facebook. Feel free to add yourself to that list of people who are fans of the show. Like the video, even if you don't like it anyways. Okay, subscribe to the Higher Movement Showcase. That's that button down there at the bottom. Let's start the show. Have we talked about baseball in a long time? Nope, so we're going to do that after the intro. Welcome to the show, guys. It's another episode of Coach Wondergeddon. I am your Coach Wondergeddon. We're going to talk about a little bit of baseball. We're going to talk about a lot of it of football, and then we're going to make a couple announcements after that. Let's start with baseball. Guys, I know I've been neglecting baseball. I've just been kind of coasting through the season. It's so long. You know, it just happens every day. There's different statistics you have to look at, different ways. It's just exhausting. But you know what? I like playing fantasy baseball, and a lot of you guys do too. So what we're going to do right now is we are going to discuss. Actually, there's not really not a lot to discuss. So this is what it is. I am going to tell you the team that if you had this team, you would be winning every baseball fantasy format out there. All right, we're gonna start with this team, these players right now. All right, at catcher, Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez plays for the Yankees. He has 30 plus home runs. He's gonna have over 70 RBIs for sure. We all know that catcher's not a very deep roster spot when it comes to fantasy baseball. So when you have someone that's there hitting 38 home runs plus, because I'm sure he's going to hit a few more for the end of the season, it's good to have that, especially if you're looking at the catcher position. First base, Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves. He has 35 home runs. He has 100 RBIs, 100 runs. Whenever you can get one of those guys on your team, you have a pretty elite player. Freddie Freeman is first base, which again, there's a lot of players there, but when you got an elite player at first base, chances are your team is going to benefit far greater than most of the other positions. Second base, you're looking at Whit Merrifield from the Kansas City Royals. So far he's at 85 runs, but he has 16 stolen bases, 9 triples. He hits for a high average. He's going to get close to 100 runs, 100 RBIs as well. Third base, Rafael Devers from the Boston Red Sox. 48 doubles, 100 runs, 100 RBIs. Can't ask for much more than that, especially from your third baseman. Also from the Red Sox is the shortstop, Xander B. 44 doubles, 100 runs, 100 RBIs. When you can get 100 runs, RBIs, as I said this, I know I just said this, but if you could get those on your team, the more of those you have, the higher chance you have of winning. And when I say that this team is the team that would be winning any format, I'm not saying that I have this team. My team is far opposite. My team didn't do too well. We're going to discuss that at another time. Christopher Yelich at left field. He is Milwaukee Brewers, 41 home runs. So far he's at about 90 runs, 90 RBIs. I expect him by the end of the season to be at 100 plus of both of those as well. Obviously, Mike Trout at center field. What can you say about Mike Trout? He's been there every year, 100 runs, 100 RBIs, 40 home runs. The thing about him as well is that he has about 120 walks. So if you are getting points for walks on your team as well, then he's also doing that for you, as well as everything else. Mike Trout's probably the MVP of the season, at least in fantasy format. Right field, Cody Bellinger from the LA Dodgers. He's another guy, obviously 40 home runs, but 100 runs, 100 RBIs. Can't go wrong with that. Your starting pitcher would be Justin Verlander from the Houston Astros. 15-5, 239 strikeouts this season. and he eats a lot of innings. So that's it. If you had this team, you would be winning your fantasy baseball league, but you don't because you suck. And that's just what happened to you. Don't know what to tell you about that. Stunning. I'm stunned. Andrew Luck retired. 7 years in the NFL. Most recently, my starting championship quarterback of Wondergeddon. 29 years old. Already lost the season to a shoulder injury. He's now retired from the NFL. He said the pain is too much. He cannot take getting up and going to sleep in pain, which is legitimate. I wish him the best if that's the pain that you went through in order to play. Then I'm glad that you played as well as you did and that you left when you did as well. I would hate for someone to live the rest of their life in pain when it was preventable in order to entertain the masses, because it usually doesn't add up to much. I'm going to miss him because he was my starting quarterback of my championship team last year. 39 touchdowns, 4,600 passing yards. He will be missed in all fantasy league formats. But with that being said, let's figure out what's going to happen with the Indianapolis Colts without him. Jacoby Brissett is going to be the new number one quarterback in Indianapolis. Fantasy-wise, I don't know if that means anything. I don't think anyone expected much from him. And I think even with this starting role, I don't think anyone's going to expect too much from him. I think this might end up being a disaster for the team in NFL and also in Fantasy League. I don't know if it's even good to be a running back on this team right now. Marlon Mack and Naheem Hines are their running backs. I don't know if Jacoby Brissett is that guy that's going to be able to get this offense rolling. This is a bad situation. So bad that their best idea might actually be sign a guy like, I don't know, maybe Colin Kaepernick. Even a tryout. Because if he was there, then this would end a troublesome time in the NFL Black history. If you just get him at least a job, even if he doesn't start, but you have him employed, I think that's gonna put a nice little end to what's going on in the NFL. And the next section with the Rock Nation / NFL merger, whatever they're doing, that would start a nice little life post Black History War NFL 2018, 17, 18, etc. Even if he doesn't start, even if you get him in there, you try him out, you give him a job for the rest of the season, just do it. Let's just end this. Make black people happy. Make woke people happy. That's my suggestion. Indianapolis Colts, let's do the right thing, okay? Let's get Colin Kaepernick a job. NFL, guys. NFL. This one's for the Houston Texans. Lamar Miller has torn his ACL. If you weren't sure whether to draft Duke Johnson or not, here's some news for you. Lamar Miller tore his ACL against the Cowboys preseason. He's going to be gone for the year. 220 carries last year is now up for grabs, and they just grabbed Duke Johnson from Cleveland. Duke Johnson is a good player in Cleveland. Nick Chubb's kind of took his position a little bit, outplayed him, and Cleveland traded him to the Texans after they got Kareem Hunt for cheap. Kareem Hunt's not coming until next season, so their backfield's pretty stacked. So Duke Johnson got traded away. So this guy, who's now to me the luckiest guy in the NFL, just got traded to a team where their running back who, as I said, you're looking at a guy who's been doing 220 carries last year. The year before, I think he had about 240 carries, 170 carries the year before. This guy does all of the legwork, and all of a sudden he's gone, and Duke Johnson just walked into a starting position. He is now probably going to be somebody who was not going to be drafted maybe mid-rounds in the fantasy draft. Amazing. He might run for about 1,200 yards this year. Who knows? But we do know he's going to catch a bunch of them. He's going to catch a bunch of passes. I'm thinking maybe 60, 70 this year. So pick him up. Also, I would consider with him being gone, with Lamar Miller being gone for the year, I could consider grabbing Jordan Thomas. He's the Texans' tight end. With Duke Johnson in there playing a lot of possessions instead of just the third down guy who's just going to catch some passes. That means that somebody else is going to have to get some passes inside. I would look at Jordan Thomas. I think he's going to go in there and take up some space. There's some extra guys that I would consider picking up who might have bigger years than their draft spot will allow them to look. All right. So as I said, Lamar Miller, torn ACL. Pick up Duke Johnson, guys. Pick up Jordan Thomas too if you're short on a tight end. All right. You're welcome. All right, guys. So that concludes this episode. What have we learned today, you ask? We've learned that Duke Johnson just went from everyday guy Clark Kent to Superman. He's about to have a really big year with the Houston Texans. He is going to be picked up in drafts where he wasn't going to be before. Also, Andrew Luck, glad to see that you're leaving to take care of yourself. A lot of people don't take care of themselves properly, especially in sports, and they ride it till the brakes fall off. You've left your team in a pretty big mess right now, though, and hoping that it's something that Colin Kaepernick can fix. Also, baseball playoffs. Good luck to everyone who's making the baseball playoffs, unless you're in my league, because I need to win. So I wish you all the worst of luck. That being said, guys, new league is opening up. World Fantasy Basketball League, $25 buy-in. We're looking at 10 teams in this league. We're looking at a $25 buy-in. First place wins $150, second place wins $50, and third place, thanks for showing up. You get to play for free next season. That being said, guys, if you want to join in, let us know. As I said, subscribe to the Higher Movement Showcase, or you can follow Coach Wondergeddon on Instagram and Facebook. That's going to conclude our show today. Thanks for watching. We are going to talk about UFC soon, as well as some WWE. We haven't done that for a while. And let's see, NBA is coming up soon. We are going to talk about a lot about NBA pre-draft in the next coming weeks as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.